If you've ever felt like you know exactly who you want to be, you've journaled it, visualized it, thought about it, but when it comes to actually living like that version of you, my friend, you fall back into old habits. This is where everything changes because in this video, I'm going to show you how to embody your future self daily. Not perfectly, but consistently enough that your identity and your life starts to shift. In the last episode, we talked about designing your future self, getting clear on who you're becoming, because that's important. Clearly alone doesn't create change, embodiment does. Because you don't become your future self by thinking like them once. You become them by showing up as them daily. There was a point in my journey where I was very clear on who I wanted to be. I could describe her, I could feel her, I knew what my next level looked like, but my reality didn't match. Because when it came down to everyday life, it was still choosing comfort and still reacting in the same way, still avoiding the things I knew would actually move me forward. And I had to be honest with myself. I didn't have an alignment problem. I had an embodiment problem. I was waiting to feel like that version of me before I started acting like her. And that was keeping me stuck. The shift happened when I stopped waiting and started moving, like the version of myself that I knew I was destined to be. And that was small actions, different choices, even when it felt unfamiliar. That's when things started to change. Embodiment is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming. It's not about your perfection. It's about consistency because your identity is built through repeated behavior, not intention, not desire, behavior. So if your actions don't change, your identity won't either. Most people wait until they feel confident, disciplined, aligned. But those feelings come after you act, not before. So your future self doesn't wake up motivated every day. They move because it's who they are. So you have to practice that identity before it feels natural. One of the biggest mistakes I made was thinking I needed to change everything at once, and that led to burnout. Also, instead, focus on one aligned action per day, one shift in behavior, one decision that reflects your future self. That's how identity builds. You cannot embody a new identity in an environment that reinforces your old one. Your surroundings matter. What you consume, who you're around, and what you tolerate. If your environment contradicts your future self, you'll feel pulled backwards. So, part of the embodiment is alignment, not just internally, but externally. Here's what I want you to do: choose one identity shift from episode 3. What would this version of me do today? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Not next week, not when everything is perfect, today. Then do it. Even if it feels small, even if it feels uncomfortable, because that's how you build evidence. In alchemy, this is where transformation becomes visible. The internal shift starts expressing externally. You're no longer just releasing or defining, you're becoming through action, through repetition, and through choice. In the next episode, we're going to talk about something just as important as becoming: staying. Because many people can shift temporarily, but they don't know how to stabilize their new identity. If this resonated with you, my friend, stay with the series, and I'll meet you in episode 5 where we lock it in. Have a magnificent day. Bye.